Hi everyone, it's me, Teresa Perrin. I wanted to discuss ILAG again with you, and a lot of people are talking about it potentially squeezing. However, it's very interesting because FinTel is showing the short interest is only like 2%. So I'm not quite sure that that's what is happening, at least not technically. Again, this is a very low float stock. There could be loads of naked shorts. There's no way of proving that, guys, and that's speculative. So I'm just going to stick to the facts. But it's definitely doing something, and it's been quite a wild ride. Technically, it's was due for a breakout. I told everybody, a lot of you got in around the same time as me at $2.05, and we are killing it. Guys, this is a tremendous opportunity. If this uptrend continues, market makers did try to drive the price down after hours. It was going into squeeze mode up to $5.53. However, in the last 5 minutes of trading, that candle went from $4.75 down to $4.50. Again, it's after hours. The FUD and games and everything else that happens, I take with a grain of salt. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this tomorrow. Hopefully we open up around the same price that we closed at, so we don't get any sort of a gap up or down. But I do think that this is possible to have a continuation if momentum continues to pour in. And today being a holiday, guys, and it moving the way it did on a fairly low market day overall, I think that it's very possible that this continues, which is why I am bringing it to your attention. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD, but let's get started. Okay, guys, ignore the price up the top because that's around what it closed at. But anyways, it was up over 30% today and even higher after hours. The free float on this stock is very small. It is only 8.7 million. It has a 52-week low of $1.49 and a 52-week high of $26.40. The average volume is 7.88 million, and today, at the time I took this, was 8.79 million. But again, it did continue to move in the after hours, so that could be significantly higher. Guys, the price, like I said, was up 31.54%. This was taken right at market close. 3:59 and 47 seconds to be exact. And like I said, the short interest is only 2.22% according to FinTel. I seem to think that might be a little bit off, but then again, shorts could have covered and are now taking this long. It's very possible. The short interest days to cover would be obviously less than a day because it doesn't have much short interest. There are currently only 80,000 shares available to short. But guys, here's where I question if it's only 2% short, because the cost to borrow on this stock is 167%. Quite interesting. And also, if you look at the short volume ratio, then you see that 58.45% of trades today were done short in the dark pool. And the average, guys, is always over or right at 50%, right? 49.96%, 49.66. Those are the lows to a high of 57.45, and today's 58.5. It seems to be getting higher, interestingly enough. Now, this isn't a stock that has a whole ton of FTDs, guys. If you check this out, tomorrow today there were none due, but tomorrow there's only 174. If they didn't cover, which they most likely have. But as you see, this number might be going higher and higher as, we get more detailed information. But it's fairly low overall. I mean, this week, 5,205, 17,733. And Friday being the most at 30,000. But again, it looks like it's going down the following week. So these may be covered, guys. So I wouldn't count that they necessarily need to cover some that day. However, if this number continued to go higher, then it's possible that they could, right? Because that number does go cumulatively. Now, I want to show you something about the games that they play. And here's one example. So you'll notice that the bid price is $472. But look at, somebody has a bid of $473 in there. Granted, it's only 5 shares. That's not getting filled. And then look at on this side where they're saying the ask is $4.80. This is why they were trying to drive the price down. I got this screenshot, guys, because you can see it in action. All of these people are bidding $4.98, $5, $5.15, $5.18, and what they try to do is get lower bids under $4.80 to come in. People getting scared, right? And they scoop up those shares. They don't sell them to these people. You can watch it happen if you watch a level 2, and this is how you know when a stock's being highly manipulated, as this one was. They're scaring people, trying to drive that price down. At this time, I think the last trade was like that $4.95, $4.98, something like that, right? Then they changed it to $4.80, trying to scare the crap out of people. And they're not even filling the person who's asking for a bit higher, granted, because there's nobody selling for that price. But sometimes you'll see them fill something like this, like one share, just to show that price is less, right? It's market maker games. And then people get scared and they sell out. Not quite sure why, because clearly you should have seen the volume coming in after hours. I'm telling you, shorts were covering. There were orders coming in, 5,000 shares, 9,000 shares. It was like, and they just kept coming in the thousands. So are people really buying that many, or are they covering or filling perhaps shares that they held to the end of day in the dark pool or whatever the case may be? I'm not quite sure how that works after hours, how they fill those. It's supposed to go on the tape when they go in. So not really sure how that works, guys. But very interesting. And I'm telling you, manipulation is real here. And you got to be careful because they're doing this on purpose. If you go and you look at the level 2, it's quite interesting what goes on there, guys. So I highly suggest if you have access to that you do. If not, you need to get it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and keep your eye on ILAG tomorrow. It should be another exciting day. Have a great night.